I'm Shawn Mullin with Sega's Inside Edge on the Swift Current Broncos, joined today by rookie forward Dakota Odgers, who joined the Broncos this year after being drafted by Swift Current back in 2011. Actually started his Bronco career last year for a few games, but spent the majority of the season in Midget AAA before helping the Yorkton Terriers win the SJHL Championship. And Dakota, first of all, take us through that experience for you, and what do you think you learned from the process of becoming a champion in Junior A?
It was obviously something that it was, the highlight of my hockey career so far. Winning a championship, especially with your brother, is something pretty special. It mostly just teaches you the things that what it takes to win. How a team really comes together and makes something, a goal, in the end come true. And it was a great group of guys to do it with. Great group of guys to do it with too.
You have a unique hockey experience, given that while your family is from Saskatchewan and that's your home, you grew up around North America as your dad, Jeff, played NHL hockey. And where did you get your hockey start?
Actually, the first time I was on skates would have been in Colorado. I eventually started my first organized hockey in Atlanta, program down there, and it was actually a really good program, surprisingly, down there with, it wasn't a real big hockey history, but it really took off down there. And eventually just came back up to Saskatchewan and then played a bit in Kansas City while I was living down there. And so that's about where, and then back to Yorkton.
So how would you compare what minor hockey is like in rural Saskatchewan compared to major American cities like Atlanta and Kansas City?
I mean, I feel like the level is the same. I mean, the skilled players really come out of the system down there in Kansas City, I really saw, and a great midget program down there as well. But the biggest thing in Saskatchewan is just it's heart and soul, and that's, in the winters, it's a long winter, and that's what you live and die for, is going to the rink. And, down there it's more of a football atmosphere, and hockey's kind of a second, where here it's, you live and die hockey every single day.
Was it a big adjustment for you lifestyle-wise to go from living on your farm in Spy Hill to living in a major metropolis like Atlanta?
Yeah, no, it obviously kind of gives you a little different perspective on growing up in life and the way things changed where you live. And although I enjoy the city, I really love the farm and being back there, that's for sure.
You come from a hockey family, of course, and we're seeing this more and more in the Western Hockey League. Players who are second or third generation from NHL players. Jake DeBrusk's on this hockey team. Adam Lowry was here last year. Your father, Jeff, played in the NHL. What kind of a leg up do you think that gives you to come from a family like that?
Obviously, just growing up, you grow up around the rink, and every single day, you want to go to the rink for pregame skate with your dad, and it just it gives you, the atmosphere of the room at a young age, and you really grow to appreciate and enjoy it. And I loved going to the rink every day with dad, and it was something I always looked forward to. And for sure, going through the minor hockey, you always want to get to an atmosphere where you come to the rink every day, and that's your job, and it's something pretty special to be able to do.
Well, I know hockey is not just something that you're in because of your father. You have a true love for the game. He was telling me about how when he was a color commentator that you would come up with facts that he wouldn't even come up with. Has it been something you've been that passionate about in all sorts of ways throughout your life?
Yeah, no, it's been something I've really, really enjoyed, and something I feel has really shaped me throughout my life. And I love every single part of the game, whether it's this year when I hurt my shoulder, I did a little radio and just kind of seeing the different angles of the game. And my brother's in his first year coaching there, and it's just there's so many ways to get involved, and there's so many good people to meet in the game. It's pretty special.
Talk about your first season in the Western Hockey League now. You were with the Broncos for a bit at the start of last year and chose to go back to midget, and you came back at the end and were there for the playoff run. But your first full season here that was interrupted by a shoulder injury you mentioned at the start of it. But what's it been like for you since you've been able to join the team?
Yeah, no, obviously it was a little disappointing not being able to start the year with the team. But coming in November there, it's a great group of guys and a great room, and it's just something where it's just the everyday battle. You just, you're never quite feeling 100%. You always got to wake up and find a way to get yourself ready to go to the rink and ready to improve your game.
So what does Dakota Odgers contribute to this hockey club? What do you do when you're at the best?
Just the simple things, just hard work and face-offs, and just sticking up for my teammates, and being a good team guy and good room guy, and just find ways to contribute in whatever the role I'm put in.
Swift Current Broncos forward Dakota Odgers, a Saskatchewan success story, coming from an NHL family, but as well carving out his own niche here in Swift Current. This is Sega's Inside Edge on the Swift Current Broncos.